Hello, everybody. This is Jim Feist. It's Happy Monday morning, and I'm joined by Hank Goldberg out of sunny South Florida. Hank, I hope you had a great weekend. I know you picked some winners. You had a little horse racing action. How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling okay. Kind of limited basketball schedule today, but I see where ESPN came out with their basketball ratings, and it's not the usual group. You've got the Xavier that was a number one seed right now, but in one level, and none of the West Coast teams are rated very high. But you got Xavier, you got Virginia, it's out of the Southwest. It's not the normal customers. There's an interesting game tonight. West Virginia is playing TCU. I'll tell you a team that's coming on right now is North Carolina. They're starting to come together. I think it's really the college basketball situation is wide open. Another team that's coming on now is Michigan State. They're starting to play well. And some of the people who really know their stuff about college basketball think that Michigan State could be a team that could go far once the tournament starts, which shouldn't be a big surprise. That's the way Izzo works, is he brings his teams on late.
Yeah, well, he's a great coach, and he's always been a great coach. There's some problems there, but it seems like the basketball team is moving forward, and that's good.
They beat Purdue. That was a big win for them last week.
Yeah, it was. None of these teams are impervious to loss, and I still feel that Villanova is the best team in the country, but it's close. When you get into tournaments, it's all one and done. So you have one off night or one exceptional night, and any team can lose. It's not like some years in the past where teams were just, they were just too good for everybody. But that's not the case this year. It's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to the conference tournaments and the big dance and some of the little dances, the NIT, CIT, all that stuff, because there's going to be some.
Look at St. John's. They beat 3 ranked teams in a row after they had lost 12 games in a row. I don't know what got into them. I'll tell you a team that's sinking fast is Seton Hall. All of a sudden, they can't win. They were looking like a top team in the East, and they really hit the skids recently. Teams are going up and down. They go into slumps, and they don't come out.
Well, there's a lot of the three-point shot has made the game less consistent, because you can have nights where you can hit 3 out of 10. Some nights you'll hit 1 out of 10, and some nights you'll hit 6 out of 10. And those inconsistencies from three-point range makes a big difference. It's not the same consistency that we had years ago when there wasn't so much dominance from the three-point shooters. And I think that leads to a lot more inconsistencies. You're not going to get every night where you're hitting your three-pointers at a great pace. So that teams that depend on the three-point shot, and there's a lot of them, you're going to see inconsistencies. And I believe that's part of the problem.
Well, Duke had lost 2 games in a row, and then their top scorer got hurt. They didn't have him for Georgia Tech, and then they came out and crushed Georgia Tech yesterday. So not all that predictable.
No, I had there's somebody coming off the bench that might replace the top scorer, and just because they have their opportunity, they play at a high level, and they produce. I mean, everybody on the team has capabilities of having those big nights, and when they're motivated, You can see that happen. And the NBA, oh, listen, I'll tell you what, was that an aberration or are the Cleveland Cavaliers back? They crushed the Celtics the other night.
Well, that was yesterday. Not only that, but the game before that, they won big too. And I saw a former head coach yesterday at the racetrack who also coached in the NBA. And I said, it looks like that trade really worked out for Cleveland. And he said, it sure did. And I think that has made a difference. They shook that team up pretty good. Got rid of half a dozen players. And I think, all of a sudden, Cleveland looking like a big factor in the East. What they do against the teams out West could be another story, but all of a sudden they've come together, and I think you better watch Cleveland from now on.
Well, definitely, I've upgraded their power rating substantially off these two games.
Well, they got some real quality players. The two guys they got from the Lakers, they got the players from Utah who can play. They got longer, and that really helped them.
It sure does, and has. And, if they get out of the East and they make the finals again, you never know. And the West is going to have a little bit of an issue out West. I mean, you got some pretty good teams out there that can battle pretty hard. And if they go to some 7-game finals, they can be fatigued coming into the championship. So there's a lot to be learned, and we've got to keep our eyes open for it. Hank, we're going to keep it a little short today. We both have things that we have to get done. And anything you want to add before we sign off?
Yeah, the 3-year-old horse season is going to start to get serious 2 weeks from now. I'm going to start working on that, and it's a lot of competition among the 3-year-olds. Fountain of Youth is a week from Saturday at Gulfstream, or I guess the first Saturday of March, which is coming up, and that starts to get serious. The usual suspects are around, pretty loaded, and so that'll be interesting to keep an eye on that as it materializes. And of course, a month from now, it's selection Sunday for the college basketball tournament coming up.
Pretty exciting time, there's no question. Hey, listen, I know that you've been a big fan of Frank Reich, and he got the head coaching job now with the Indianapolis Colts, and I just wanted to ask you a quick opinion on that.
Well, he's been an assistant for a long time. I'll tell you, the problem with the Colts has been their general managers really let that team slip. They've got, even if the quarterback is healthy, and that's the question, he still hasn't been able to throw a pass in anger. But he's going to have his work cut out for him with that organization, because they have let their defense slide, their offensive line slide. They have a lot of needs that they're going to have there. I'm not sure that Reich is going to be the answer, because their coach wasn't that terrible. They won with him when they were healthy, but they need running backs. They need to give Luck help, and their running back got old, and their offensive line can't protect, and those things haven't changed so much. So they've got some real needs, and they've got to get some, and particularly on defense. Their division's gotten pretty tough. So
it has.
Houston, when they get their quarterback healthy, is going to be tough. Tennessee is no longer a pushover, and you got Jacksonville. So they may be the worst team in the division, even with Luck.
Well, I definitely think they're the worst team in the division. I don't really know if Luck is coming back. They're talking about him needing another surgery. Um, they've been very close to the vest on that. They don't give out a lot of information. We haven't seen him in a long time. We have no idea if he comes back what he'd be like after this long stretch of not playing. And like you said, that offensive line is absolutely terrible. And here's a guy that might be coming back after a couple surgeries, and he'll get his head knocked off. So I'm not really optimistic about the Colts at all. I'm glad Reich got a nice payday, and that's a great move. But he, like you said, he's going to have his hands full there. So anyway, that's football. We're talking about basketball and horse racing, which is now, and we'll get back to it. Hank, thank you very much. Have a great day. I know you're feeling a little down, but feel better. And everybody go to jimfeist.com, pick up our plays, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Hank.
Spring training starts this week.
Oh, I'm excited. This baseball season is going to be a monster. I love it. I love what the teams have done, and I'm really excited.
I'm excited about a half a dozen teams, and it's a question of some teams want to win, and a lot of teams don't.
Yeah, that's probably true. We'll talk about that more on Wednesday, Hank. Thank you, and we'll have a good day.